Good morning, students. In this class, we shall discuss the important questions for your board exam on the lesson that is human reproduction. First, we shall discuss 1 mark questions. In that, the first question is, what is scrotum? So, after each and every question, you might have seen the alphabets like K, A. K means it is a knowledge, A means it is a assertion type, R means it that question might be like a reasoning type. Okay, uh, so first question is, what is a scrotum? So scrotum means immediately you will remember it is the sac-like structure, or in the it might be the scrotum is the place where testes are present, or it is a part which is present as a external abdominal cavity. Okay, you may recall all these terms, but to get exact 1 mark for this question, your answer should be scrotum is the sac in which the testes are situated and present in the abdominal cavity. If your answer is in this sentence, then you are going to get 1 mark. Okay, second question, scrotum in human males is situated outside the abdomen. What is the significance of this? It means their question is, scrotum is present as an external abdominal part. What is the reason for making the scrotum to be present as a external abdominal cavity? You all know that inside the scrotum testes are present. That testis shows the process of spermatogenesis. The spermatogenesis will occur always less than our body temperature. Okay, so that's why, because the spermatogenesis is going to takes place 2 degree less than body temperature, because of this reason the scrotum is being present as a extra abdomen part. Okay, so your answer should be scrotum helps in maintaining the low temperature of the testis. Third question, what are seminiferous tubules? Seminiferous tubules are the structural and functional unit of testis. Fourth one, name the functional units of testis where spermatogenesis occurs. So spermatogenesis means the formation of matured sperms. So where the spermatogenesis is going to take place? The spermatogenesis is going to take place in the functional unit of the testis. So what is the name of the functional unit of the testis? The name of the functional unit of the testis is called seminiferous tubules. Fifth one, write the function of Leydig cells. Leydig cells synthesize and secrete the testicular hormone called as androgens. Sixth one, name the cells of testes that synthesize and secrete androgens. Okay, so the cell what you are going to name, that should be present inside of the testis. Okay, so that the cell which is going to secrete or synthesize the androgen, that cell is called Leydig cells. Seventh question, mention the type of cells which provide nutrition to spermatogonia. Spermatogonia, nothing but the male germ cells. Okay, so who are going to provide the nutrition to the male germ cells? So that is provided by the cells which are tall, column, or the slender like, which are present inside of the seminiferous tubules. They are called as Sertoli cells. Eighth question. Mention one function of Sertoli cells. So the Sertoli cells are having two functions. One is it stimulates the spermatogenesis. How it is going to stimulate the spermatogenesis? By providing the nutrition to the spermatogonia or the male germ cells. So among these you can write, as it is for only 1 mark, you can write only one function for it. Ninth one, Sertoli cells are very much essential during spermatogenesis. Why? So they have told already the Sertoli cells are very much essential in the spermatogenesis. Spermatogenesis means the formation of the sperms. So what is the necessity or what is the essential of the Sertoli cells during the formation of the sperms? So why it is essential? Because these Sertoli cells, they provide the nutrition to the male germ cells, and those male germ cells are going to stimulate the spermatogenesis. So because of this reason, the Sertoli cells are very much essential during spermatogenesis. Tenth question. Name an accessory duct of male reproductive system in humans. So the male reproductive system in the humans consists of the accessory ducts like rete testis, vasa efferentia, epididymis and vasa deferens. Okay, as it is for 1 mark, so as they have asked name an accessory duct, so you can write at least one accessory duct. 11th question. Name an accessory gland of the male reproductive system in humans. The accessory gland of the male reproductive system in humans are seminal vesicles, prostate gland and bulbourethral glands. Among these three, you can write any one gland which is considered as the accessory gland of the male reproductive system. 12th question. What is urethral meatus? Urethral meatus, actually urethral meatus, it is the urethra which is going to extend and join the penis, and that penis is going to run until the urethral external opening. Okay, so this you have to write it in a sentence. So your answer should be the urethra which extends through the penis to its external urethral opening is called urethral meatus. 13th question. What is glans penis? The enlarged end part of penis is called glans penis. 14th one. What is foreskin? Foreskin is the loose fold of skin which is covering the glans penis, or even you can write it as the glans penis which is covered by a loose fold of skin. 15th question. What is seminal plasma? The seminal plasma is the secretion of accessory glands which are rich in fructose, calcium and enzymes. 16th question. Name an accessory duct of the female reproductive system in humans. The female reproductive system in humans has the accessory ducts like oviduct or fallopian tube, uterus and the vagina. Among these, you can write any one. Next, 17th question. Name the funnel shaped part of the fallopian tube which lies close to the ovary. Okay. The fallopian tube is having for the fallopian tube, it is in between the ovary. First, actually, in the female reproductive system, the ovary comes. From that ovary is being connected to the fallopian tube. That fallopian tube is going to extend as the uterus. So in the fallopian tube there are three parts, that is infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus. Among these three, the funnel shaped structure of the fallopian tube is called as infundibulum. Then 18th question. Name the finger-like projections present at the edges of infundibulum of oviduct. So the infundibulum of the oviduct, infundibulum of the oviduct means which is a conical shape of the fallopian tube that has a finger-like projections. So that finger-like projections of the infundibulum helps in the collection of the secondary oocyte which is released from the Graafian follicle, or which comes out from the ovary. So that secondary oocyte or ovum is catched or collected by the finger-like projections which are present at the infundibulum. So here in this question they are asking the finger-like projections which are present at the edges of the infundibulum of the oviduct. Oviduct means it is the fallopian tube. So the answer is fimbriae. Even the question can be, even they can ask what is the function of fimbriae. Okay, so the function of the fimbriae is helps in the collection of secondary oocyte which gets released from the Graafian follicle or from the ovary. Then the 19th question. Name the middle part of oviduct or fallopian tube. So as I said, the fallopian tube or oviduct is having the three parts, that is infundibulum, ampulla and isthmus. So among these three, the middle part is said to be as a wider part. So that middle part of the oviduct or fallopian tube is called as the ampulla. 20th question. Name the last part of the oviduct or fallopian tube. The last part of the oviduct or fallopian tube is called as isthmus. Next, 21st question. What is birth canal? The birth canal is the part of the female reproductive system which is formed by cervical canal and vagina. Remember, the cervical canal along with vagina, they are going to form the structure of the female reproductive system that is called the birth canal. 22nd question. Name the inner glandular layer of the uterus. So you all know that the uterus is made up of the three layers, that is outermost layer, middle layer and the inner layer. Among these three, the inner layer is said to be as the glandular layer, as they have been supplied with the blood vessels, and even they are going to they are said to be as the folded layer. So that inner glandular layer of the uterus is called as endometrium. 23rd Third question, name the layer of uterus which exhibits strong contractions during parturition. Actually, this is a 24th question. I will give answer now for a 24th question, that is, name the layer of the uterus which exhibits strong contractions during parturition. So as I said, the uterus is made up of the three layers. Among those three, they have different functions. What the outermost layer, what we call it as the perimetrium. So that perimetrium, it is going to help in the protection. Then the second middle layer is called as myometrium. As it is made up of smooth muscles, it is helping for the strong contraction during parturition. Then the innermost layer, it is called endometrium. So that endometrium layer helps during a pregnancy, that is, it helps in the implantation, that is, attachment of the blastocyst to the wall of endometrium. Then 23rd question, name the layer of the uterus which undergoes cyclical changes during menstrual cycle. So the innermost layer, inner glandular layer, which are being supplied with the blood vessels, that undergoes cyclical changes during the menstrual cycle, that is the endometrium. 25th question, what is hymen? Hymen is the thin membrane which covers the opening of the vagina. So this what is the hymen? This remember, the hymen is going to say about the virginity of the female. So the hymen is the membrane, thin membrane which covers the opening of the vagina. Next, 26th question, define gametogenesis. The process of formation of gametes, that is the sperm and ovum, is called as gametogenesis. 27th question, define spermatogenesis. So remember, genesis, that meaning the term genesis, it refers to the formation, formation of sperms. So here, as they have asked the proper definition, your answer should be the production of or the formation of the sperms by the spermatogonia is called spermatogenesis. 28th question, what is the ploidy of primary spermatocytes? So ploidy means, you might don't get confused. Ploidy means they are asking the status whether primary spermatocyte is diploid or it is haploid. So you all know that the spermatogonial cells or the male germ cells, they are diploid in nature, as the male germ cells or the spermatogonial cells undergo the first meiotic cell division, which is said to be as the reductional division. So because of the reductional division, the number of chromosomes gets reduced. So here you can write the ploidy of spermatocyte is the ploidy of primary spermatocytes is 40 6 chromosomes. Your answer should be it is the diploid. 29th question. What is the ploidy of secondary spermatocytes? So spermatogonial cells, they undergo mitotic division and forms primary spermatocytes. Okay, so that primary spermatocyte will undergo the first meiotic cell division, which is said to be as a reductional division. So in case of the spermatogonial cells, when they undergo mitotic cell division, forms a primary spermatocyte. The nature of the spermatocytes will be the diploid. Okay, so these primary spermatocytes will now show the first meiotic cell division, which is said to be as the reductional cell division. So where the number of chromosomes gets reduced, so that reduced form of chromosomes are forming secondary spermatocytes. So that ploidy of the secondary spermatocytes are haploid. 30th question. What is the ploidy of spermatids? So as the primary spermatocytes undergo first meiotic cell division, reductional division, the number of chromosomes gets reduced and forms secondary spermatocytes. Secondary spermatocytes will undergo the second meiotic cell division, where the number of chromosomes remains same from secondary to the next stage, that is called as spermatid. Primary spermatocytes are diploid in nature. Secondary spermatocytes are haploid in nature. So that secondary spermatocytes will now undergo equal cell division or equational cell division and forms the spermatid to be as haploid in nature. So the remaining questions we shall discuss in the next class. Thank you.